All right, we're here in the Unquiet Library with Deborah Frost, one of our most experienced and talented teachers, and she's living in our little nest for the next few weeks with her ninth grade honor students as they research controversial topics or current issues, and we're working on a persuasive research paper. Most of the students are working in pairs, but some have chosen to fly solo. And this first week, we've introduced two databases, SIRS Researcher and Opposing Viewpoints. And we're giving the students this week to begin the pre-search process where they're really kind of immersed. And this is the second year that Mrs. Frost and I have really emphasized the pre-search aspect. And Mrs. Frost, I was wondering if you could tell us from your perspective as a classroom teacher what the value of pre-search is when you're designing a research experience for students.
Well, considering this is my 32nd year of research papers, I've tried to perfect it each year. That makes it less frustrating for the students and less frustrating for me. My goal for them is to come away from this project learning something about the topic of which they are researching. In the past, without the steps that we have, Ms. Hamilton and I have designed, I feel like they have come away from this project with, they've done a good job on a paper and they've written an adequate paper, but they really don't have the meat of what they were researching or the why they were researching. This particular graphic organizer that has been developed, I feel like will help them not only look at a piece of information or an article and pull out essential knowledge, but I think it will also help them learn how to evaluate a source, whether it is worthy of putting in the paper or whether it's just a repetitive piece that they've already used. So this is, for them, they might feel like some steps that might not be valuable, but I think in the long run, before they start the actual development of note cards and the development of the outline, I feel like they will have a good foundation through the use of their graphic organizers. And my main key now is for them to learn how to look at information and evaluate the information as being something that is worthy of putting in a research paper rather than just regurgitating a piece of information.
Absolutely, and I know through trial and error over the last 5 years, we really have seen that investing and front-loading that time in pre-search and exploration and providing them that space with the graphic organizer to think critically about the information that they're reading, and now we've added that new evaluation component, does go a long way in helping them choose pieces that really do speak to the research question and help them be more thoughtful and intentional in that research process. And I know we're excited about them working collaboratively on their papers in Google Docs, and I'm excited to introduce some new databases next week, as well as some search tips, in addition to EasyBib, our new secret weapon in citation, and I think the kids are going to love it too, based on what we've seen in the last month. And then our culminating or kind of synthesis and evaluation on Bloom's taxonomy is the presentation Zen component. And I know we're several weeks out from that, but as we conclude our interview with you this morning, I was wondering if, kind of looking ahead, if you could share some thoughts on how you felt doing the presentations in style PowerPoints and presentations also impacted student learning and kind of took it to a different level last year.
Well, I feel like that was probably one of the highlights of my year last year. I felt like the students not only were proud of what they did, it hit so many different components of learning, from public speaking to engagement of an audience to taking that research and understanding what they had done and seeing the relevance of what they had done. I have talked to numerous students from last year, and they agree with me that that was probably the most powerful piece of learning that they did last year. I'm very excited this year to share this with my students and take it to yet maybe one more level with them. You learn something every single year of how to perfect it and how to improve it, and I'm very excited for them to explore and sort of see themselves, grow as learners. And I just feel like this is the culmination of, a hard process, and it's a celebration for them to share with their peers something that they're proud of doing. And I wouldn't be doing it again if I did not feel that it was worthy of the time invested, because it is timely if it's done correctly, and I'm excited about it.
Well, we are too, and we're so appreciative that we have the opportunity to learn with you and your students, and to be your partner in the instructional design process, and to keep tweaking and perfecting and being responsive to the needs of the students, and getting your feedback and input, and helping us together make those adjustments that make the valuable, thoughtful, kind of deep learning experiences that we want to support, that's happening here at Creekview. So thank you so much for your time and insights and reflections, and we'll look forward to seeing what happens in the next few days with your honors classes. Thank you again.